Hello, it's Crypto CJ. Welcome to today's trade of the day. It's a Friday afternoon Zoom edition. And as John commented moments ago, looks like we've got a holiday weekend attendance here of just a few. So this one may be quick. Let's get started with a look at Bitcoin. Share my screen. All right, you guys should be able to see my Bitcoin day chart. Okay, no real developments, significant developments since Monday. It's still riding the bottom of this channel. It did punch through the trend line I had drawn here. Let's look at the 4-hour, get a better look at that. Now I was hoping it would bounce up, or it would punch through, bounce, drop, bounce up, and do this, but instead it's kind of riding the bottom of it. And it's trying to make a move now, of course, because I'm in a couple short positions, but that's okay. Not too bad. And we'll see. I just haven't had much luck doing long positions on Friday afternoon, so I usually have a couple short ones, but maybe this will be the day that the Bitcoin pumps on a Friday afternoon.
How far down did you go?
I've got 33.1 on Bitcoin.
Okay.
So, I'm down on that one a little bit. I've got another position in Luna that I've been in and out of all day using the 1-minute stochastic. And once I have some sustained success with that, I'll probably do a video on it. But well, I need to ask the author to, my mentor, Jeremy, showed me that one. So not sure if he wants me to give it away or not. But that's for somebody who's going to sit at the computer. I spend from about 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and again from about 2 to 5 or 6, where I'm mostly, on the computer doing something, so I can monitor my trades. And that, obviously a 1-minute strategy is going to be something you have to do hands-on. So
be sure to tell Jeremy that we're all whales ready to move the market with his secrets.
I will lie to a good friend of mine to release that information to free for you.
What are friends for?
All right. Any questions on Bitcoin or the overall market? Actually, let's see if Ethereum, if we should look at that too. Ethereum is in my buy zone here on the fib retracements. It's been holding tough at right around 2,000 to about 2,300. It did drop down to 18 briefly on the 26th last week, but bounced back pretty quickly. I've got a small position in Ethereum on a swing trade, so hopefully that holds up. And in the shorter term on the 1 hour, it did pop up here to nearly 2,300 a couple days ago, but it's held at 2,000 this week. So Ethereum seems to be holding strong during this, I don't know what we call it, correction, bear cycle of a bull run. People are reluctant to call it a bear trend yet, but anyway, it's all semantics. Bitcoin's basically going down and sideways, as is Ethereum. So, all right, that's enough of that. Any questions or issues on the overall market, Bitcoin, Ethereum? Okay, let's look at Altcoin Alert then. I looked at this morning, and I did this Elder Impulse search or sort. I came up with a bullish on Axis, which is a coin I've traded before on Binance. Was a bit concerned about the bearish label, but it's a fairly high in the bearish range. I got fire on trading activity and social activity, neutral on the hourly, but bullish on the daily. So my thinking was I would be in this coin for a day or two. I got in at 601 this morning. It went up about 10 cents. Thought I was looking pretty good. Then it went through this drop here this afternoon. So I'm down a little bit, but it's working its way up. I've got an alert set down here around 572. If it drops, I'll ladder buy down here. This would have been a good ladder buy. I just missed it, 578. But I have been tightening up my ladder buys. If you guys have looked at my videos on the subject in the past, during the bull market, from the beginning of the year through, May or June, I would usually allow my positions to drop 10 to 15% before doing my first ladder buy. Now I'm around 5 to 8%. So see, my 601 was right around here this morning. I thought I had a really good entry towards the bottom of the Bollinger Band. I was up about 3%, would have been a decent day trade, but I was looking for a retrace back here. Around 4 to 5%, didn't quite make it. And now it's in this dip. 3.6%, that's actually a pretty good position to do your first ladder buy if it's gone through a cycle like this, a dip sequence. And had I been watching this closer, I probably would have done that. Now that I'm doing some leverage trading, I'm definitely tightening up my ladder buys because I don't want a 3 to 4% drop on 5 to 8x leverage is quite a bit shocking sometimes. So anyway, that's working its way back up. Again, if it drops, I'll ladder buy down here. Any questions on Axis?
And then when you ladder buy, I'm still trying to get it in my head. You get out of it like near where your first purchase was?
Usually, I will look at the more current resistance and see if that's reasonable. I'm seeing resistance here at around 608.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you can see it's having difficulty punching through the SMA line. Mm-hmm. But 5.9, yeah, if I had bought here at 5.78 and got out at 5.92, I would have been in profit for the overall position. A small profit, but that's okay. I mean, you can look at ladder buying as an escape mechanism to try to get out with at least a little bit of profit on something that went against you, or you can look at it as more of a profit situation where you're dollar cost averaging in, and then you're looking to hold for a little longer and wait for a full recovery, and that way you make profit on both positions. So had I bought it down here and maybe it goes up to 6.11, my first position at 601 would be in profit about a little less than 2%, and then this position here would be almost 6%. So small, you make a small profit on your first position, a much larger one on your second. Mm-hmm. But if you don't trust the way the market's moving, if it's choppy, volatile, kind of crazy like it's been lately, I had a ladder buy yesterday in a short position, and some of the numbers were making me nervous. Plus it was getting towards the end of the day. I had something to do. I wanted to finish the position. So I got out with just a slight profit, and it was slightly in between the two positions. The purpose of ladder buying is to lower the overall exit profit mm-hmm. point. So anyway, I hope does that answer your question, John?
Yeah, it does. I haven't been doing that. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing before I do it.
It's an alternate to using stop losses. It's the way I was trained, and the way the traders who trained me don't use stop losses. They do this ladder buying procedure, which flies in the face of everything else you've heard. So I had some stop losses on some longer positions on swing trades because I don't watch those closely. And those 3 of them triggered yesterday. So, but they were in profit. I was protecting profit with those. That's a little easier to take.
I can see that you could do it, or you'd want to do it if you were a believer in the project or you thought it was a good coin.
Right.
Sometimes, bringing this back around to the altcoin alert, which we're talking about today,
Right.
Things pop up. I have no idea, except that they've got a reason on altcoin alert for me to go into them.
Yeah.
So then I don't know if ladder buying is smart, just because AA gave it to me, or if I should be more cautious because I don't know what the hell that is.
Well, and that's fine. I would suggest, and I'm not going to tell you whether to ladder buy or use stop losses.
Yeah.
Both are valid. Terry and I from the CryptNation group have talked on the phone and disagreed about this. So, and the one thing it doesn't do is help you in a big crash. If something comes out of the blue and you're in a ladder buy and then you don't get to your point and Elon drops some FUD and the market tanks, then you're just going to be stuck for a while. So that's the downside of this strategy. It doesn't happen very often to me, but once every couple months I get stuck in something. So
yeah. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. I did want to make one more point, and is that this coin Axis has a pretty decent track record. I mean, I hit the day, and it's been on Binance since November, so it's not brand new. It's got some decent price action on the day chart. So, and I've traded this coin before, so I feel pretty good about going in a ladder buy situation if I need to. When it's brand new and you never heard about it, like you just mentioned, that's where to use caution with a ladder buy. Maybe you only do one and then you do a stop loss. That might be the way to do that. All right, let's see what else Altcoin Alert has. Harmony, the one coin. Tel keeps coming up, but I've looked at this a couple times, and it's just it's not something I trade. It's not on an exchange I use, so I'm not going to look at that one today. But we'll look at Harmony, the one coin. Let's look at the day chart, get the overall view. Looks like it pumped up back in March, and I've not updated my fibs, but it's below the ideal purchase, and it's hitting the last line of defense here at about 5 cents. It's starting to move up a little bit, then came down. Let's look at the hour to get a closer look. Yeah, it looked like it was recovering here and then dropping a bit today and yesterday. So as far as trading this right now, I would look for an entry. It's showing some momentum here on the 5-minute chart. I'd feel better if I had some more recent retracement information. Let's go to the 15-minute. So you could buy it here with the trend and hope it goes to this area here. 1.2%, not bad. More resistance in this realm. Yesterday, 2.66%. Obviously, the risk is getting higher as we look at these resistance points. 6% here on Wednesday, the 30th. And so that might be my target in a more bullish situation. If this were March or April, I might even hold out for this level here, right around 7%. But I might, if I were going to trade this as a trend situation, I'd probably look at this area here for about 2.5% for an exit. Or you could wait for a dip. We had a dip sequence here, just late We're on the 15 minutes, so let's go to the 5 minute. Not really a dip sequence here. I'm trying to show you guys what I'm looking for. Yeah, here we go. So we got the classic 1, 2, 3 dip. We've got the squeeze and it bubbles out. 1, 2. Actually got a couple of mini dips in here. 1, 2. You count this as a third. When you're not seeing real pronounced dips, I try to wait for a fourth. I've been doing that lately and getting better entries. So when you see the really tiny the indecisive candles here, they're called dojis, the ones that that look like tops. Actually, some are even called spinning tops, but yeah, this kind of thing's indecisive when the wicks are almost the same distance either direction. So I don't rely much on these. But this overall, this overall trend down after this fourth dip, I see a couple of candles going in. I probably get in about here. SMA line's 2%. Resistance here, 1.4% is twitchy as this market's been lately. I'm looking for, lower entries and resistance even under the SMA line. So I probably look at something like here, 1.4%. It doesn't sound like much, but if you do a few of these a day, you'll stack up your profits and grow your balance quicker than you think. So, all right. Any questions on Harmony or the OneCoin?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at TEL. Let's see. I forgot where that one is. It's on KuCoin. I actually have a KuCoin account. I just stake stuff there. I don't usually trade it. Okay. I'm not seeing a lot of just horizontal candles, so there's probably better volume on here than I thought. Don't always trust the volume scores of TradingView. I prefer to see them on the exchange. That's why I don't have a volume number indicator. I mean, it says 651 here, but how useful is that? Okay, so it's above the SMA line on the 5-minute chart. I might look for one more candle and then see if I can catch a trend. Up here to the top of the Bollinger Bands, 1.7%. If you're on KuCoin, you got some resistance here of around 3%. Another layer here of around 4.6. And up here about 6%. So again, I'm conservative, especially on a Friday afternoon, Saturday morning type situation. I'd probably just go to the top of the Bollinger Band with this, or wait for a dip sequence like I described in the past on the last coin we looked at. But this coin showed up a lot. This Telecoin, you guys probably seen it quite a bit in Altcoin Alert in the top 5. So I may have to throw some money in KuCoin and trade this. Any questions on TEL? Okay. And we'll look at AVAX too. I've traded this coin before. Okay. Let's take a look at the big picture. Forgot to do that on the prior coin, but most of them look like this. We talked about it before. They hit their highs, well, this one in February, but most of them in March, April, or May, and they've dropped about 50% since then. So I got AVAX here at $60 down to $10. So 80% drop on this one. More recently, It's up here at 12, drop down to 10.6, working its way up a little bit. Right at the SMA line on the 5-minute chart, not a good entry. Just not liking this overall. Everything I see, I don't like. So, and I prefer on Altcoin Alert for the scores to be 80 or above, and this one's below. So I don't think I'd look at that trade. All right, any other Altcoin Alert coins you guys want to look at?
Go back to that last chart you were just on for a second, please. This big thing of volume, the big red, that. Is it like really obvious? Is that people selling as opposed to the green ones people buying? And why are some red and some green on that volume?
Yeah, this is just a dump. So
it just seems to me that if somebody's buying, somebody's got to be selling. So I've never really understood why the red and green are different there.
Yeah, I think it works the same way the candles do, in that these are essentially candles too based on volume, and these are candles based on price. So that just means, a red candle means that it's differentiated from the prior candle. You know what? I'm not sure if that's true for volume. I haven't really thought of it because it just tends to mimic the, if there's a big red candle here, there's usually a big one here, though. This does seem disproportionate to me. I see your point.
Yeah, it caught my eye. I just thought I'd ask because I don't understand it.
Because we've got a similar size candle here, but the volume is much lower.
Right.
Now, maybe in this time frame, no, it doesn't. I mean, in this time frame, actually, people bought up more. I don't know. I'm winging it here.
Okay.
I don't have a good explanation for that.
All right. I'll see if I can find out. If I can find out, I'll come back and tell you, but I don't know.
Sure. I've got no problem learning from the audience, so I'm not proud.
Okay, thanks. Thank you for saying I don't know. That's really a great answer.
I was going to try to speculate, but that's not useful.
No. I like I don't know better.
Yep. All right, Altcoin Alert. Let's do a trading activity sort. And I'm usually looking for neutral or better in the AA score, a good value in trading activity. And then, the 24-hour change, something that's not too huge. If it's at 30 or 40%, it's probably played out already. But 8 to 10%, these guys here might be worth looking at. Let's look at some of the other indicators. This one's got a bullish elder impulse.
Can you say that again? I wasn't focusing. You said so many percent said one thing, it had already played out. What was that percent?
Yeah, it's not gospel. It's just how I usually look at it. If I see, a 24-hour change and it's 30, 40, 50%, in my mind, that's probably too late. But we have some values here that would probably work with. Yeah. And I've heard of all these coins, so they're very bullish. It's bullish on the elder impulse hourly. It's neutral on the daily. Bullish on the long-term sentiment, neutral in the short term, up 7.92%. Upper under the 1 hour projected range, I'm looking for 5% or more usually on this. It's got 6.25. So let's check out AST. I'm not that familiar with this. That's why it doesn't trade on something I trade on. So look at I don't know if anybody uses Huobi or OKX. I think the CryptNation guys discourage OKX. I think they had some kind of lockdown on their exchange earlier in the year. We'll look at the Huobi. All right, the high in late March. 80% drop. 1 hour, we've had some improvement. Big pump here. up to 17 cents and dropped pretty quickly down to about 13 and change. So let's see if we can find an entry point on this for those of you on Huobi. Really squeezy looking here on the 5-minute. Yeah, this is indicative of little to no volume, so that would discourage me. Yeah. What's the measurement between the Bollinger Bands? It's not bad. It's almost 6%. So it appears to be squeezy, but it's got some pretty decent range. I just don't like the lack of volume. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this. If I wanted to trade it, I would probably go with a low buy order and or an alert, maybe down here.
On your lack of volume, is that because, I mean, you're on a 5-minute, right?
Right.
So is that because it's Friday afternoon of a holiday week?
Could be.
Because if you look where that, you know, so, okay.
Well, it's also Friday afternoon in the USA. You got to remember that most crypto traders are in Asia. It's in the wee hours of Saturday morning there. It's one of the reasons I don't trade much on Friday afternoons unless I'm shorting something.
Okay.
But, that's not working for me right now. Something's going up.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. Yeah, Bitcoin is rising a bit. Yeah, so maybe those who are hanging around are going to pump up the price with low volume. That happens sometimes. So, all right. Well, that's all I have to look at for the altcoin alert sorts and searches and so forth. Do you have any coins you want to look at specifically that you've seen here, or just curious about? Remember, we're mostly focused on day trading here, so if you want to know the 1-year projection of Ethereum, I'm not your guy for that. But
take a look at Fourth. I was looking at that, and I should have got in it when I was, but I didn't.
Fourth?
Yes.
That's when you say you paper traded it. That's all right.
Okay. All right, listed on Binance in April, trending quite a bit down since then. Down 68%. I almost don't even want to count the first day of listing against a coin, but let's go from the second day. Went down to 77%, coming back up, just about 50% loss now. Yeah, I've heard of this. Where did I hear it? Has this been on the in Altcoin Alert and some of the Slack information, or?
I think so.
Okay.
I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago too. I'm positive we did.
Sort of hanging on the edge of my memory.
2 weeks ago on a Friday, yeah.
All right, yeah, it's working its way up. Okay, so we had a high here of almost $20 earlier this morning. Has dropped some from that, but it's working its way up now. This is not a bad entry. It's not quite a dip sequence, but you're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band with 3 green candles. 3% to the SMA line, 7% to the top of the Bollinger Band, and 10% to 12% back to this resistance. So yeah, this one's not bad. Was this on Altcoin Alert? Or is this something they were just talking about in the Slack group? Yeah, I don't think it's something that's on their radar yet. So may not have enough, you know, sentiment tweets, that kind of thing. But yeah, it looks pretty good to me. I would probably look around. Well, that's on Binance. Let's check the volume. Got to go to my Binance screen. And oh yeah, I gotta go back. Sorry, bear with me for a moment. Binance is being a little slow. All right, well, it's not loading, but I don't see the.
Can I just ask you a Binance question? Do you stake on Binance or just trade?
I do have some staking on Binance, but with all the negative news coming out about Binance lately, I can't recommend it to you guys. So
no, that's what I was wondering. It's just
yeah, I've got to probably have to make some moves in the near future to at least diversify. Anyway, it's just easy to get comfortable with something that you learned on. So
yeah.
All right, well, Binance is being twitchy right now, so I can't get to it. But yeah, that's the one thing I would check on this fourth. Well, what else can I learn about? Like I said, I prefer to see the volume on the exchange. Okay, 42 million on the spot for fourth USDT. That's pretty good. So yeah, if it weren't Friday afternoon, I'd probably get in this, but that's my own superstition probably. But yeah, it looks pretty good.
Comp was another one that kind of took off similar to this one.
Which one?
Compound.
Yeah, comp. I've got a low buy order on that on my swing trade. On the swing trade side, I don't think it's hit yet, but and it may not if things keep going up. So all right, I do have something in the chat. Add volume. Yeah, thanks, Frank. I've done that before, but it just seems like, yeah, Frank's suggesting I click here and add volume. It just seems like these numbers don't match the exchange, and I trust the exchange more, but that's helpful. If you guys do want to add another column on your trading view here, you can do that, you know, with these three dots. So all right, any other questions on Altcoin Alert or any of the coins we talked about, or any other coins you want to look at?
You hit all the ones I've been looking at.
Okay.
Because we're all looking at the same program.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's a holiday weekend, you know, so I'll probably let you go early, not browbeat you too much. Have a good weekend. Trade well, and try to show up on Monday. All right.
All right.
Thanks, CJ.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.